straps on these gloves will not stick anymore. Just having them on. It's what happens when you have gloves for a while. At least these kinds of gloves. But yeah, dude. Let's see. Silver Blader, what's up? Ruby Drago, yo, my boy. All right, he's up in here. Let's get the live chat activated. What's going on, guys? It is obviously episode review time. I know it's a little late, but also worked earlier, and plus SmackDown was on today, so I had to watch that. But yeah, so it's all done. Now got to get into the episode review, man. So Beyblade Burst, Superking episode 38, dropping today, of course, because it being Friday. Yeah. I mean, the main thing going into this is Shu having his red eye gear, which it looks so good. Um, it's up in the air what exactly his motives are right now, but definitely doesn't seem like he's evil. At least to me, like it would make no sense if he just reverts to his red eye self for no reason, and just starts going on a tear and breaking days. Definitely, he's trying to get through the lane, and he's what better way to do that is to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So trying to get close to Lane by obviously tag teaming with him. But we'll see where this goes. It's honestly a really interesting development. Plus this tag team tournament, because we saw obviously a lot of tag team battles and such during the Legend Festival. So maybe this whole season they're maybe focusing on tag team battles. Because yeah, I mean, it's going on episode 38 now. We still got 14 episodes left, but we'll see where they go, what direction they're going with this. They definitely have to have some more things up their sleeves because it's December and we don't even know all the releases for December at this current moment. Probably in the next couple of days or such, we'll find out, and it's gonna be wild, dude. So definitely sometime this next week. Usually drops on the 15th. So yeah, but even besides that, we got January releases and February releases. Whatever they drop in January, whatever they drop in February. So this isn't it. They got to add some more bays to the fray. And the question is, what bays are going to come back in? So, yeah, obviously, that's like to be the big one. But, yeah, I don't think he would go that far again. Yeah, me neither. He has a big time plan behind this. But his new gear honestly looks really sick. His red eye gear was honestly some of the favorite gear for Shu. It looked really, really awesome. Like unmasked red eye. Well, I mean, it was the same gear, But, yeah, here we go. Let's see, watch the opening. Okay, I'll watch the opening. So they probably switched up the opening just because, the development with Shu and also Wakia being in the fray now, a lot of things happening. So they switched up the opening again, the intro. Let's see. All right. And then, of course, advertising Bay Champ. Yo, Hyuga and Hikaru. Yeah, man, and they're all around the stadium. Rentaro, Iga, Drum, Louis, Rentaro, Free, Vault, Cisco. Shoot, his new gear is so cool, dude. It looks so good. I wonder if this is what's going to take up the rest of the season. I don't know. Honestly, it's up in the air at this point, but Lane's got to start going on a tear, man. I mean, he's still undefeated. Well, besides Shu, he's not undefeated. Shu beat him, but, Lucifer the End, he hasn't lost yet. And obviously, he's only faced Shu, so, making up for that one loss. And I missed some of the... I was jibber-jabbering, and I missed a little bit of the intro. I won't even lie. All right, come on, hey. Come on. All right, here we go. Wakia, Rika, Chuck, and Gun. Okay, they added Wakia in. Okay, they kept that part. So they switched up a few little things with it. Helios and Hyperion hitting each other. Lane's crazy flare. Lucifer Diendo. Lane and Shu, Cisco Free, Drum Louie, yo, Reijiro, Iga, Vault Rantaro, Hikaru, and Hyuga. Okay, they switched up the end of it too. That's sick. Legend Super Attack League. Superking. And Wakia, man. I hope we get a new Wyvern, honestly. Showing off all the teams, dude. It's great. Obviously, the big one to look out. Well, they're all big time to look out for them because they got strong members. But Lane and Shu. Okay, so seeing how the bracket is, this honestly, in my opinion, it might take up. I don't know. It might take up the rest. No, I don't know if it's gonna take up the rest of the season. But like, there's a lot of battles with it. So literally, every team is facing every team. Every single different combination they have, they're gonna do it. So, yeah, that's really interesting. Honestly, like, how they're gonna end this off? Not honestly, not too sure how they're gonna end this off, dude. But all those battles, this could be like the last tournament of this season. I mean, time's gonna tell with it, but there's a lot of battles that are gonna happen with this. But yeah, let's see what TT is gonna be pulling with the rest of the season. Honestly, all right. So obviously, whoever has the most points probably is gonna be the champ. They're all chatting. Rantaro, Lane, and Shu down in. Yo, his new gear is so sick. Yo, so it's Hikaru and Hyuga versus Lane and Shu. Okay. That's going to be a wild one, dude. Right away, they're having that happen. Then Ranjiro and Aiga versus Cisco and Free. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one, man. We get to see some of the battles we didn't get a chance to see. Rantaro and Vault versus Louie and Drum. That's going to be... Dude. We might see the conclusion we've wanted to between Vault and Louie. Maybe with that. He's looking down. Lucifer the Endo. Hikaru's looking down. He's remembering when the base got shattered. They're like, it's okay. I've got Hyperion Burn now. Yeah, and I've got Helios Volcano. Both holding up their bays. Holding him out to Rantaro. He must have scared him. They're like, what? He said something about rival. Maybe mentioning that like Lane might be their new rival. Or we're all your rival. Obviously don't know Japanese, but just trying my best. All right, Rantaro's walking out. Obviously saying good luck with the battle. See you there. Hyuga getting all pumped up. And here we go, man. Yo, the stadium's so cool. How it's surrounded by a huge lake. That's so awesome. And Hyuga's sleeping outside. Karu is talking to Hyuga. Yo, Shu's walking up. It's his shoes. Yup. There he is, Shu. They're like, why'd you team with Lane? Whoa. Even his demeanor. There's no way that he's fully evil. But he's definitely trying to get through the lane. But in order to do so, he's going to be front hand with Lane as his partner. And you know Lane's going to be trying to break some Blader's base. So my honest question at this point is how far is Shu willing to go? Like, he knows Lane's flare is growing big time. And during these battles, like in the big stage, he hasn't broken base. But now he's got Lucifer at the end, and he's beating everyone, and now it's probably just to have the ultimate bay. He's going to start breaking them. Let's see, I wonder how exactly Lane got his flare. For all we know, Evel or Theodore trained him before Shu. Yeah, that's a possibility, because we don't know where he came from, even with his flair. We know he just showed up in New York, and how you can have that much power showing up randomly in New York and then beating Freela, De La Hoya of all people. You know, I hope they do expand on this. I'll talk about it more at the end of the episode, but for now we're gonna get into it. Boys Endo, good. The announcer center stage. The Legend Super Attack League. Now introducing everybody. Yo, they're all there. Dude. We gotta see Cisco and Free versus Shu and Lane. Oh, it's gonna be sick, dude. Because we gotta see Free versus Shu, but then the rematch Free and Lane. Oh man. Ultimate Storm Stadium. So it's got, oh, okay, so it's got like, it's really similar to the like Battle Climb Stadium. So you go up the ramp and such and go around, and then you could use that for more momentum. But then there's a spot at the bottom where I think it might be free spinning or something. Maybe they switch the settings on it depending on the battle, you know, randomize that. That would be cool if they did that, but it does look like a cool stadium. And maybe they like switch if it spins right or left. They flip a coin or something. They're all getting hyped about the stadium. Louis talking now. Vault hype. Dude, this is gonna be sick. Then Wakia's just looking out. This league, I think there's hopes for a new Wyvern, because you know that seeing all these battles and such, how is Wakia gonna sit by and like see all this and not want to battle again? I mean, he's a part of the original Bay Goma Academy Bay Club. Plus, we'd all love to see a new Wyvern, honestly. Everybody, like a lot of people in Japan, love Wakia. Same thing with Dyna. So, yeah, dude, we'll see how it goes. Hikaru and Hyuga. Then they're posing. And then Lane and Shu. Shu's standing behind Lane. Shu's switching up Spriggan to left rotation. Vault's even curious at what Shu's up to. Right spin, huh? I think. 3, 2, 1. Go. Shoot! Yeah, he's got the same launch and everything. It would have been cool if he did like his old Red Eye launch. That would have been wicked. Alright, they're all in the stadium. Hyperion going to the center. Slowed way down because it's going okay. So it's definitely going to benefit left rotation bays. Uh-oh. Helios! And Hikaru sees that, so he uses it to accelerate. So it slows down right rotation bays and switches their trajectory, but left rotation bays, it speeds them up because it's going in that rotation. Lucifer taking the center. They're figuring out the stadium, just how it moves and such. Shu already sees it. He's like, this is how it works. Because I think it was him that hit Lucifer. Uh-oh. Hyperion hit the wall. Limita Breaker! Burn and Volcano. They activated them. And they're both going up to the top. Are we going to try for the twin strike? Lucifer goes to the top. Spriggan to the center, speeding up. World Slash! And you hit them both at the same time, dude. And then Lucifer. Uh-oh. Limita Breaker! Ziendo! In mid-air, dude. Sent them both down and bursted them. Bro! What a combo. Lane was obviously the power, but Shu was the power, also the brains. He figured out the stadium right away. Classic Korean Ice Shu. And they take the first round. Is this going to be one? This is going to be like one battle and that's it? I mean, that'll make it where it goes faster. The shoe's just walking off. They're still wondering why he joined Lane. And they're both frustrated because double burst. Oh, we're getting the okay. Cisco and Free. Free's just chilling. He's just stretching his neck. And then Ranjiro and Iga. This is gonna be sick, dude. So is Lane a good guy now? No. No, he's not. His flare's gonna definitely start growing like crazy and going out of control. Hikaru and Hyuga both getting a drink and they're frustrated. Like, we lost! Even after evolving our bays. We couldn't do anything in that battle. Oh man, they're getting right into it. Fafnir and Achilles hitting one another. Oh shoot, here we go. Fafnir's on the outside. Universal Drifter! Ragnarok and Satan at it. Super Tornado, he got stronger. Infinite Sword. Mirage Claw! Yo, I got Free hitting one another. Ooh, it was a draw. They both went out. Down to Cisco and Ranjiro. Uh-oh, down to Stamina. Uh-oh. Ragnarok! He used the Ridge to gain more stamina. And wins it with a spin finish. Okay. Alright, Ranjiro. So Ranjiro and Iga take the win. They're still protecting the big-time powerful characters that we haven't seen their limits yet. They are, at least at this stage. As it goes along, they'll definitely be shown more. To like this stadium. Okay. Definitely still protecting like the really, really powerful bladers. Then Hikaru looking up frustrated. Ooh, Rantaro and Vault talking to Shu. Uh-oh, they don't know what he's up to. Drum and Louie versus Vault and Rantaro. Oh, yeah, it's happening next episode. That's going to be a good one to see, dude. That's going to be an awesome one. Maybe we'll finally get the answer between Louie and Vault. Maybe. Imagine they do a draw with those two again. Like, okay. All right, they're showing off Lucifer, Fafnir, and Ragnarok. So Lucifer 2 chip. Okay. Glide Lucifer 2S and Drift. That wouldn't be a bad combo. I mean, Lucifer 2 having the rubber stopper in it. All right, showing it off in the stadium. Yo, big hits. I think it just took out Valkyrie. Yeah, Valkyrie with a spin finish. Okay. And then Bait Camp. Alright, so showing the virtual reality of the Bay Camp app, which that is cool. I've said it before, keep saying it. Like, it would be really, really cool to see Hasbro come out with this kind of app, well, you know, or add on to the Beyblade Burst app with, like, virtual reality. That would be kind of cool to see. Alright, and then the outro. Okay. So just introducing the Super Attack Battle League, you know, Super Legend Battle League or such. So, I mean, the main thing with it being, like, seeing the battles that we didn't get a chance to see during the Legend Festival. Right now, they're definitely protecting some characters, but seeing their true limits of their power as this tournament goes along. Definitely got to see that. The big time battles we didn't see during the Legend Festival. Um, but yeah, let's see. Since we know that Evel is a master designer, I would not be surprised if he lended a helping hand in the creation of Apocalypse or Variant Lucifer. This is an action anime, but I love the story bits. Oh yeah, for sure. I would love that. Like, still to this day, they haven't like fully explained everything with Arthur, like how where it came from, how he got his power, how he got the Dark Turbo or Dark Flux. That being one thing. Even Lane with his power, how he get that. You know, that being that way with a few characters. I mean, Gwen was a genius blader and just literally got to that strong level. You know, rapid fire because he's a genius. You know, but especially those two. And hopefully they do like develop on them because they're also characters that deserve to come back. I mean, you know, even after this, even if Lane does turn good at the end of this, which don't know if he would, but like getting that backstory with him. And the same thing with Arthur. Like, there's still so many questions about those two, especially, and you're not gonna get a huge amount of power like that randomly, you know. Let's see here. They need to introduce the infinite lock system and sparking. I mean, it'll be cool if they do that. They figure out a way to do so. But yeah, maybe they'll just make it like One Piece again, like how Apocalypse and Genesis were. You know, wouldn't be upset about that if they do have it that way. I was actually talking with Ruby Drago about a thing too, and it being like, what if there's like a part 1 and a part 2 for this season? If they do end it off like after this and just do like a new gimmick and such, yeah, let's see here. Channel's dying. It's not dying at all. I don't focus on the views or anything. You know, people still tune in and watch, and thank you so much to everybody that supports. You know, simple as that. But it's like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But you know, it would just be cool to see the backstory for these characters, like Arthur and Lane, especially. You know, but especially getting a part 2. Like if they expanded on this story and then it got to the real crazy chaotic part with the second part of it, you know, season 6, Sparking chapter 2. Would love to see that. Like literally, they say it's just chapter 2 of Superking, because then you could have it where they still have this format. Because this format already, we've seen the base. They're absolutely powerful. They hit like trucks. They're nuts. Like they're crazy strong. The base we've seen at this point. But then having it where you have a part 2 to it, the same exact system and such for it, but then you can introduce more characters, have more characters come in, even with all the characters we've got now, have the dream battles, more dream battles and such, and then set up to this ultimate level and have these evils return and such. That would be a perfect way to build it from things now. If there was, like, say, a chapter 2, and that's what season 6 was a chapter 2 for Sparking, it would be perfect leading into all that, because we got to see some absolute world destruction level craziness, because that is the thing that we haven't seen with Burst. We've seen a lot with Burst and such, but yeah, they're skipping out on the Friends background characters we haven't seen in like 20 episodes. They need some attention. Oh, definitely, like for sure. Let's see here. Next Bay coming out as a defense type Legend Blader. Somebody's, yeah, I think I heard about that, like the next Bay being a defensive one. There's 2 things I'm really thinking, like 2 bays that I'm really thinking for that that I can see realistically come back. If it's Wyvern, it'll totally make sense. So yeah, say the channel's dying, but really it's growing. Like, I just appreciate all y'all support, you know, and you're the reason why it's even growing and such, all of you, you know. But like I said before, 2 defensive bays. Wyvern, because obviously seeing Wakia now, if it's not Wyvern, there's one blader I really want to see. Actually, 2 bladers that have defensive bays that I really want to see. That obviously being Phi and that being Gwen. Either one of them, I'll lose it. I just, like, they spent so much time building up these characters, and these characters, some of them turning good. Like, it would be an absolute waste to have all that build for them and all that just background with these characters that we've seen. It would make no sense to not have them come back. Like I said, the biggest ones being Phi, Gwen, and Delta. Them, I'd love to see Xhaka come back, because we saw Xhaka battle one time with Buster, Excalibur, and Cho Z, and it was intense, and I loved it, dude. Love to see a new Excalibur. Love to see Zach come back. I'd love to see all the 15 Bladers that are in this, in the manga as the S rank top 15. All of them come back. That would be really, really epic, man. Let's see here. Have you noticed everyone that was revealed to be in Sparking back in GT are all in the Legend Festival? We haven't gotten one new character that we didn't know that was coming. Yeah, thus far we haven't. Honestly, the big shock being seeing Wakia in the show, but that making it where manga stuff can happen now because Wakia was in the manga big time. So at this point, what do they do? I mean, we've got this tournament going on right now, so it's going to take up definitely a lot of the episodes, if not all of the rest of the season, which is like, what? But there's going to be more build than this. All the story and such with this. Like, there's still big time battles we got to see. Literally, Free versus Lane, Free versus Shu. Got to see that. So, at some point and we're going to see it at some point with this. Maybe we'll get the answer with this. Like Lane and Shu versus Free and Cisco. That'll be sick. And then Cisco obviously want to pay back for what happened at Legend Festival because Lane bursted Satan there. Lucifer bursted Satan. So, yeah, man, I just really am curious at how they're going to go about, like, even with season 6. Like, I'd love to see it if it was a chapter 2. If it's not a chapter 2, what gimmick would they do? Maybe they'd focus more on, like, limit break type of bays with the gimmick and such in them where they get stronger as they battle. But, like, it would just be good to leave it as, like, Super King, like the format Super King, and just expand on it by adding more bays. There's plenty of bays they can bring back or even include with this. Like some bays that we hadn't seen in the show, like Ifrit, Fenrir, a few other bays like that, that they never actually put in the show. Or Phantom, you know what I mean? Like even those bays they could bring back or such. That'd be really, really cool. Or just characters we haven't seen in a long time, and some that definitely deserve to come back. So, yeah, why does Zero G suck? It doesn't suck. It's a lot of fun. It's just different. People didn't really enjoy it because of the time skip and Jenga being the only Blader to really come back, besides, like, Ben K and Tsubasa and Madoka, who had, like, WBBA rules. But, yeah. But, yeah, man, I'm really excited to see how they're going to go about with, like, the next season. I'm just glad we're getting another season, and it definitely shows, like, maybe we're left on kind of a cliffhanger with this season. Who knows? We'll find out as it goes along. But yeah, let's see here. Imagine the next random booster. They give us good parts like Imperial, Levelos, Hurricane, Jolt. I definitely want to see parts that we haven't seen a ton of. Like, for example, Imperial. We haven't seen that many Imperials. I think, like, there's just the rare ones besides the one we actually get with Imperial Dragon. Same thing with, like, Master. Another Master base. That would be cool to see. I mean, we've seen Union, even like a recolor of like Mirage, a recolor of Rage. We've seen a recolor of Curse. What other parts? A recolored Brave, honestly, would be really cool. So, yeah, I'm just really hoping for like some new dash drivers we haven't seen, like Iron Dash, Sword Dash. Those being two big ones. Impact Dash. A fun one would be Trick Dash, honestly, because it switches between all the modes, but having a dash driver being able to back that up, it would be super unpredictable. But yeah, definitely some more dash drivers I'd love to see. I know they're doing like the high dash driver gimmick, but definitely some other dash drivers we could see before they focus on like some high dash drivers, you know what I mean? But yeah, and imagine they focus on like high drivers, like high yielding, and they don't put the dash on them. That would be honestly kind of cool. Like they just do like high yielding, like these stamina type tips that make them taller, Let's see here. What would a limit break Phoenix be? I mean, we'd have to like retain the armor gimmick, like the armor coming off and such. I don't know. Maybe it breaks the limit by just having like a bunch of metal on it. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, time will tell. I just know I want to see these characters back because all the development with them, along with other characters from the past, like this season is amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's been a really, really good season, but they could definitely take it even further and make a season even greater than this, because this season up there is honestly up there for me. Season 2 is probably my favorite, like total story-wise, and all the seasons were amazing in their own ways with all the development and such they did, but especially season 2, that was awesome. Like full-out climax with it, with the God Bladers Cup, that was perfect. That was really, really awesome. And this season, getting up there, seeing all these legends, make it to the top, man, through the roof, have these characters and such come back, and Maybe introduce a few more new characters. Who knows? But yeah, new characters from the past like Ken. Yeah, exactly. Death Cycler's coming in 2021. Is rumored to be for the random booster for this month, which releases I think right after Christmas or on Christmas technically. Here, I think it's the 26th maybe it releases, but yeah, I think that parts like proof and stuff should be more available. I mean, the proof frame, they put the proof frame on a few things, you know. But yeah, let's see. The season's only good because it's writing on nostalgia from the past seasons. But honestly, the story is just okay. I mean, I wouldn't say the story is like fully just all right. I mean, having these characters and such come back, yeah, it is writing on nostalgia a little bit, but hyping up how strong Lane is, how strong all these characters are, and building them all up to be around the same level, and also the base being really, really sick, and having these dream moments. These dream moments, it's important because we're seeing it between all these characters now. Imagine what other dream moments we could have with these other characters come back in, like Phi, Gwen, Delta, etc., who haven't faced a lot of these bladers. Imagine how they would do compared to these bladers and having them in the fray of all of this too. Like getting the absolute strongest from around the entire world, man. After seeing the battles that are going on now, really like up in their game and having bays that are on this same level and having these characters come back would be really sick, man. Imagine if Louis teaches Hikaru the smash attacks. Maybe. You might. Let's see here. I just want to see season 6 right now because season 5 is getting a little boring now. I mean, granted, it's understandable. This was kind of a little bit of a filler episode because, you know, they're still protecting the characters big time, but obviously introducing this tournament. But as it goes along, it's going to get definitely more crazy. Like, they built up Lane this much. He's got to start breaking bays. And the big question is going to be like when he starts getting to that point where he's got to start breaking some bays, man. Because I mean, Lucifer the End, like with that name, you're going to be breaking other bays, especially Legends, because he's beating everybody at this point. What's his motives? What's he trying to do at this point? You know, since he's beating literally everybody, breaking their bays, and his flare starting to go crazy and out of control, even. But the big question is, when that happens, what's Shu gonna do? That's the big time thing. Let's see here. Why didn't Mirage and Glide get a dash driver is the question. Well, I don't think they wanted to do like a revolve dash because, you know, being a stamina type driver. And I mean, Glide isn't honestly too bad. It's pretty defensive. And Mirage is because of the double chassis. Double chassis definitely make it tougher to burst the bays. Like double chassis are like that extra layer of armor with the bays. They help out big time. We really need a new Beyblade type because there's new bays. Everyone is excited, so what, air, I guess. I mean, the only way they can make a new type is if they find out, like, they find a new mechanic for it, because otherwise, I mean, attack, defense, stamina, they're all clearly there. Air would be like if a bay is spinning so fast that it shoots up in the air, like how Air Knight was supposed to be, which, I mean, that would be a cool gimmick. Will they make one like that? Who knows, but yeah. You know, I don't know how they'd implement, like, a new type or anything, but let's see. Usually, the first Bay of the season is Valkyrie or the new protagonist. So I'm excited for 2021 to see a Bay silhouette. Oh yeah, for sure. Like how they're even going to go into the next season. I'm just wondering. It's like, is it going to be like Superking Part 2, or is it going to be a completely new season with new gimmicks? Because if so, like, I mean, I personally go for the Superking Part 2 kind of approach, just because you can add more bays with the system. It's already established how the system is. You can add more bays to it and such, and it's not like, oh, we got to have evolutions for all these characters. Even the characters we see now, like, we have to have evolutions for them. They're all coming back, and then these other characters and such. So honestly, I'd love to see like a Part 2 for Superking, just because you could bring in a lot more characters and still develop on this story that much more if you keep all these characters up on that level, power level wise, which up to this point they've been doing, and they've been protecting a lot of characters up to this point. Will this tournament be the point where we fully see like each of their levels? Probably, but we'll see how it goes, man. Let's see, you're thinking about it, the whole limit break system is kind of like the gimmick Beat Kukulkan and Balkash had. Yeah, exactly. Like the same sort of gimmick. This is a fun question. If you had to reboot the Beyblade Burst series, what would be the name, personality for your main character? What would be it about? Who would be the villain? I mean, it would definitely be like more of like a MFB Nemesis Crisis type of approach. But, you know, I mean, we're kind of maybe getting a build to that now. You know, but if anything, I'd love to see like a something they haven't done before, and that being a female main character. That would be honestly really, really cool. And that would be like, whoa, that would be shook. Let's see here. It's pretty lazy for them to use the same launching animation for the characters. I know people excuse it saying it's for nostalgia, but I want new animation. I mean, granted, some of them have switched up a little bit. Like Freeze animation, I think he didn't have the same launch. No, he didn't have the same launch he had in Cho Z. He had a new launch with this season, you know. So some of them retaining their previous launches, but up in their power, you know. I mean, the launch style. Granted, it's their launch style. That's the main way that we just know them for them, like how they launch their base, like how Vault spins around and such when he launches. Um, you know, even like how Delta jumps and like spins and such. How Iga does a corkscrew in the middle of his launch. It's so cool, dude. Um, I honestly don't mind them having the same sort of animation. I just want to see more characters in it and such, so we can see those animations like Delta coming back, like Fi's animations and such. You know, like seeing them included with it. Even Gwen's, like I enjoyed a Gwen launch. It was so cool. I wonder if season 6 is gonna pull a Shogun Steel and have new launchers and a new stadium and system. I don't know. I don't know if they would, because honestly, Burst is still really, really popular. It doesn't feel like the tail end of it because it's still doing very, very well. TT should bring back Rago as a Burst character. No, I'm just playing. They need to build up somebody to like Rago level where they're trying to like break everybody's bay and then destroy the world and take control of the world. We gotta see that level of craziness with this. It doesn't feel like we're at that point. Even with like Lane, like Lucifer the End, like it's a strong bay for sure because his flare's just been growing. But you know, really, really want to see that world-ending bay. But yeah, Delta's launch is impossible to pull off. Oh, for sure. Even like Iga's, you gotta do like a like a jump up in the air and then corkscrew and then launch it perfectly. Like that's tough, man. Let's see here. Maybe you should write your own Beyblade Burst series. I'm sure everyone would read it. Well, I mean, granted, I do my skit series, you know, and I've done the MFB skits for like Zero G and then also the first skit series. Anybody who's wondering when that's going to start up for Burst again, it's going to be next year because just a lot of stuff going on right now. So I made a few episodes to have like the crossover and such to tie it together, like MFB to Burst, have that link. So there's those episodes you can go back and watch for the time being. But there's going to be another time skip after this, you know. So going fully into the Burst story and such with it. But it'll be next year when you see it. So yeah, for now, focusing on a lot of stuff. So let's see here. Do you think Shu will become evil, like crazy evil? Nah, he's definitely just keeping a close eye on Lane. He doesn't feel full out evil, you know, not like Red Eye Shu was. He's got like kind of the same gear and such, but the question is just he's obviously trying to change Lane, but in order to do so, he's probably going to try to catch up to him power-wise. That includes battling with him. He gets to see how Lucifer is and even learning from it. He's like learning everything about his enemy kind of while being partnered with him. Like he's doing some crazy like undercover stuff right now. Shu is, I feel, because he doesn't feel full out evil. Like you know how you just go like full out evil like that. There's no way. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. If Lane turns good, I want to see Fi and Lane versus that evil character. Oh, I'd love to see Lane come back if he does turn good, like how like Fi has, Hearts has, Gwen has, Delta has. Love to see him come back and be a part of like the next season for sure. I'm very worried about Shu. Hope he's not evil again. By the way, TT doesn't make the decision of the series. 80K Emotions, formerly known as D Rights, does that. I'm just saying. Yeah, so 80K Emotions Inc. being behind it. Season 6 ends up like Zero G, where they rebuild the world. Be a waste of build up from the past few seasons. If anything, I see like if they have a season 7. If they have a season 7, maybe it'll be like that. Because I see 6 maybe being the one where everything hits the fan in the biggest way. Because they got to beat out everything they've done thus far. That includes whatever they do with this season. They got to beat it out with season 6. You know, there's a season 6. So it's like you got to beat out what you've done before. And we've seen a lot at this point. This is the first series we've ever seen a season 5. Let alone a season 6, dude. That's crazy. Because after MFB, it was 4, and then it was done. But we're at 5 and going on 6 because it's that popular. So it's going to be wild, man. Let's see here. I'd like to see a bigger time skip and Burst if there is another season. I don't know if it'll be like a huge time skip. Who knows? Let's see here. Arthur or Daichi. I mean, I like Apocalypse, but yeah, Tyson or Jenga. I don't know, just because I grew up with like Metal Gen Jenga. Da da da. Let's see here. New Poison Pegasus parts, Poison Hydra layer base, Heaven Pegasus chip, with Pegasus on the Hydra layer base. Oh yeah, like a new Poison Pegasus reincarnated. That would be kind of cool. That's a cool idea. I like that idea for sure. Imagine Iga and Fi team up to stop Lane. Just imagine the strength of those two together. Oh yeah, for sure, man. That would be crazy to see. If you had to decide what the new burst system was like, God, Josie, Gachi, Sparking, what would you make? I mean, it's like how could you go even further than what they're doing with Superking? If anything, if it is like a new system, it would definitely be a system where they focus on like limit break type of gimmicks, maybe to bring out the full power of the Bay, like how they did with Lucifer the End, Hyperion Burn, Helios Volcano, um, yeah, something like that. Let's see here. Really want the characters from the Metal series. Well, the Metal series is the Metal series, of course, and they're not going to do like a full Portal crossover thing unless they like have an end game thing where they do some kind of reboot where they have all these characters from the different eras and seasons and such in under one format, and all their bays are converted to that one format. That would be kind of cool. Maybe after Burst, that would be something they would do. I'd honestly love if they did that. But yeah. Let's see here. Do 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 do. Imagine we get a movie and it actually gets Din cough cough MFB. I don't understand. Trying to understand it. It's funny thinking that Pokemon and Burst have the same animators because Burst animation looks pretty bad in comparison. I mean, it's got pretty good animation. We can't say that like the cutscenes we've seen with Burst haven't been epic, because we've seen some really really epic animation for it. So yeah. What will the parts of the new Death Scyther be? I won't be surprised if they give it like high Jaggy Dash because it had like it had Hunter, but also like Jaggy. Maybe because they're going with like the original driver, maybe it'll have high Jaggy Dash. But yeah, um, or just Jaggy Dash. Who knows? Uh, yeah, because I don't know if they'd use like Hunter Dash on it. Let's see. We should find out the parts really soon, though, since Koro releases on the 15th. Yeah, it does release on the 15th, so we're gonna find out stuff really soon. Hands down, Zanky's gonna be making a video sometime within the next few days. Yeah, imagine it just happens tomorrow. That'd be pretty wild. He finds it done. No, he wouldn't put it out before. But yeah, so probably it'll be, let's see, Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday we'll probably get like big time info on it unless stuff leaks before. Uh, but yeah, do you like TV Tokyo? I mean, obviously they got Beyblade and such. So yeah. Do you think Evel is working with a snake pit? The craziest thing that would be absolutely epic would be if all these evils end up working together. And we just see them like fragments of the evil, and we've seen that throughout time. So, like, who's behind, like, hell? Who's behind, like, well, Dead Grand was obviously Evel, but what if somebody was pulling the strings even beyond Evel? And Fi and Hearts. And then the same thing with Hell. If they all tie together, like how they tied together, um, you know, going after El Drago during MFB, and then Dr. Ziggurat creating Spiral Force, tying that together, Pluto being the one that was pulling the strings behind Hades Inc., having that all tied together over time. If they did that with like Eval, Ashton, Theodore, and Arthur, and have that build up like this, and they follow that route, this would be epic. This would be amazing because that would make it where it would force everybody to come back because these evils would have a vendetta and a grudge against all of them. And that would be amazing to see. Even the characters they bring in, man, they bring back Phi, Gwen, Delta, etc., etc. All these characters, they'll all have their own grudges, and that's the honest build up I want to see the most because we get the characters we wanted to see actually come back, get this crazy build up that would hands down be the most devastating thing we've seen in Burst history, and have that showdown with whoever may be that full out evil. And all these bladers, because you have to have like a Phi, a Gwen, a Delta go down in a like handily in a crazy fashion where they're putting up their power because we know how strong all of them are at this point. Like they're all beasts. like crazy powerful bladers, and we see them lose handily, like how some of these bladers have lost even during like the Legend Festival and such with this season. Having those bladers come back, bro, and they lose like that, that's the some build up we need, because that would make that evil that much more credible. Because Lane's obviously credible, but he also hasn't faced off against like Louis again. You got one burst on him with Variant, and then the same thing. Well, we're gonna get a lot of those battles with this. The same thing with Free. Yeah, dude. But let's see, Ryuga or Delta. That's not even fair because they're both awesome. Shura Ryuga also come on. Ryuga also come on. What if Lane and Fi work together? Lane definitely isn't evil. Like if Lane, well, I mean Lane is evil, but Fi is definitely not evil. That's what I meant. If Lane ended up not being evil and turning good and working with Fi, I mean, if Fi would work it with anybody, it would probably be Hearts because it's his brother. You know, it would make full sense if they came back as a tag team. You know, Fi and Hearts. But yeah, yeah, man. Okay, so I'll answer a few more questions. I'm going to end it off for tonight. Also, you guys are amazing. Some night owls up in here. It's 11 o'clock over here, you know, on the East Coast. But, yeah. If I would work with Iga, yeah, I'd work with Iga, you know. If it's not like Ranjiro, it would make full sense. If it's not Hearts either, because brother. Have you ever thought about the fact that Vault has never really beat Free and Louis? Vault has beaten Free. He did burst, like Chozi, Valkyrie did burst Geist Fafnir. So he did beat Free with that. I think that is the time that Vault fully beat Free besides like him getting injured. Now with Louis, obviously that being a different story. He hasn't like fully bursted Longinus and won because he's bursted Longinus, but not won the battle overall with a burst and such. But yeah, that was 1 out of 300 battles. Well, still that one battle he did get the win. So he did get the win over Free. So just putting that out there because he did get the burst. But yeah, man. Let's see here. Who do you think won that Bay contest? Just curious. I'm excited to see the results in a few days. Oh, for the Bay, they'll get a remake. Or an evolution. I mean, Shu is the most loved character in Japan, so I won't be surprised if it is Spriggan. So that's how we get another Spriggan, you know. Because hands down for next season, they're not going to leave out Spriggan. Everybody loves Spriggan, so, you know. Yeah, man, probably Spriggan. If not Spriggan, who else is the top? I mean, Vault's up there. I think Free's up there also as well, like popularity-wise. Let's see here. What if we get a burst movie and it actually gets a double like MFB movie, Night Owl's Rise? Oh, you mean like the Soul Blaze movie? Yeah, I get what you mean. But I'd love to see a burst movie. That would be really, really sick. And then they have like an exclusive bay with it. That would honestly be really, really cool. As long as they don't like region lock it, because I got the copy of the Soul Blaze movie, and sadly I can't watch it because it's like region locked, and I'm like, dang it, what the heck? But you know. I feel like the Gold Turbo storyline was a weird way to advertise the GT base. I mean, kind of, but also introduce like new characters like, you know, Drum, Delta, etc., etc. Since Beyblade Burst has over 4 executive producers, maybe they need like 12 producers to make the anime more awesome and mind-blowing and be back on TV Tokyo. I mean, it's still awesome. The animation and the anime and such is still awesome. Well, you just got to see it go to that crazy, crazy limit. You know, like we've seen with past seasons. It doesn't feel like that crazy limit yet, but hopefully with this tournament, we'll see it. But, yeah. What do you like about the Soul Blaze movie? I mean, how they had Helios just show up and then be like, yeah, I have a bay from the sun, and then whoop Jenga and, like, scorch Pegasus. That was wild. I was like, okay. So they're showing how strong he is and then chasing after him. And, I mean, it was cool that, like, I forgot his name. But he was the one behind Helios. But he had... Dark Poseidon, which was a dark Aquario, that was kind of cool, and it controlled the waves and such, and it was a really stormy night. That was kind of cool, introducing the bays and such. But yeah, I mean, just the battle style between those two was honestly really cool. Does Hasbro copy TT? Well, I mean, they get the rights from TT and such for the bays, you know, because it goes through Japan first, and then we get it over here to the U.S. So hence why we're going towards the end of mid-end of Superking, and now getting Surge here in the U.S. Let's see here. What if they bring back Hell Tower and Hades Eclipse, etc. Come back and Daigo went there to train, and that's where they find him. That could be a season 6 plot point. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be a really really wild thing if like he does go somewhere like that to train and get that much power. Um, what if 80K asked OLM Animation teamed up with the most popular animation production for most popular anime, holiday, CGI, Beyblades, and the design will be good. I mean, I don't know. I think people might just get too nitpicky because what we're getting right now is honestly really really sick. We just got to see like those crazy crazy moments like we saw with seasons 2, 3, even like season 4. How things got really wild for a little bit. Um, like that level of animation and such, and they're definitely holding off on it. But yeah, who would win, Gwen or Lane? Uh, at this current stage, probably Lane, because Gwen, last we saw, had Big Bang Genesis and Drum 1. Why did you change your name from Kimbo Slice 1305 to just Kimbo? Oh, I just evolved. You know, the 1305 is always there, and the slice is always there because I say slice that like button, you know. And on some of my social media, I still got Kimbo Slice 1305. It's just like mainly, um, evolving because like the 13 and 05 were in my channel and anybody doesn't know. The 13 stood for when I graduated high school. So 2013, that's why the 13 was in there. And then the 05 was because that was my baseball number in high school. I was number 5, you know. So uh yeah, that's the reason why there's a 1305. Then obviously just graduating and such and growing, just shortening it to Kimbo because everybody's known me as Kimbo, K1MBO, Kimbo, and just shortened it. But yeah, let's see here. Got a Synchron Bay, uh, Lord Bahamut. A Synchron Bay. I see the Bahamut part, but if there's a season 6, do you think Hikaru and Hugo will come back? Oh, for sure. Like all the protagonists will. I really hope that I'm sure like all the protagonists will come back for it, and I really hope that they have it where if they don't introduce a new protagonist, that they just have it where they focus on all 5 protagonists equally. So you can have arcs with them. They go back, they see some characters that we know from the past, and then they've gotten stronger. They have this formatted bay and introduces them. And it would be especially great if like they keep the not the GT, the Super King style with the bays and such, and then they just go back and train with these other players, and they get to that level, and then they just learn about flair and such. But who knows? Who knows how it's gonna go? Let's see here. How would I rate the Soul Blaze movie? I mean, out of intentness, I'd say like 7.58 out of 10 because it is really good. It's not like obviously Nemesis Crisis level like crazy with anything. So yeah, it's probably what I'd give it. How competitive would you describe each part on Lucifer the End? The End is just beefy in general. It has a lot of defense. If you're going for raw defense, I mean, it's pretty good for that because having all that weight with it and such. The Lucifer 2 chip is very good. It has rubber around the center of it and plus all that metal, so it's gonna make it where bays are harder to burst. And then Drift being really, really good against the opposite spin. It's an absolute tank against opposite spin bays, honestly. But yeah. Let's see here. They had to talk about all that. The guy was just asking for Hikaru and Hyuga. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about a bunch of stuff, just speculation. I like speculating. It's fun. I really hope they make the episodes longer, like Beyblade Burst God length. I'm done with short episodes. It would be nice if they did, like, make it 22 episodes again, because, I mean, they'd have a lot to work with. Is the original Lucifer tip better than the new one? It's good. Oh, you mean Mobius. Mobius or Drift. I think Drift is a little bit better against same spin. Like opposite spin, they're both really, really good. But same spin, Drift, I think is better than Mobius, But both when they're awoken is awesome. Do you watch Unicorn Extreme GT? Yeah, man. Unicorno's the man. One of my big inspirations and such. It's also one of the reasons why I got the Unicorno tat on my arm. So, yeah. One of my really, really good buds. Let's see here. Let's see. Every time you launch Lucifer, it stops in a few seconds. Yeah. I mean, well, an Awakened Mobius, it does stay in one spot more, and it does have a little bit better stamina, and definitely more defense. Can Vault beat all the evils at once? Just asking, all the evils at once if they do come back. I don't know if anyone would be able to beat them, honestly. I'm not be sure to end it with 4D because it's a good way to end the story. Zero G felt a little anticlimactic. Well, I mean, just they wanted to have some closure with it, because imagine if they like would edit it off and it's like, oh, the world almost got destroyed, but we saved it. Yay. They wanted to just expand on and be like, okay, the new era of Beyblade's here. I wish they would have done like a season 2 for Zero G instead of leaving it on a cliffhanger like, oh, the world tournament. Why not see the base for the world tournament? Because I don't know. I personally like Zero G. But yeah, man. Anyways, I'm going to end this off, you guys. Gonna go and do a little bit of filming and get some rest, you know. Got some work and such, but a lot of videos are gonna be coming, cranking out all along. So yeah, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode reaction. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see just what TT is going to do with the rest of this series. It's going to be really, really awesome, man. But yeah, anyways, till next time, guys, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching 7 videos in one day. How do you do this stuff, man? I just crank. Like, I love it, you know? Just a workhorse, you know? But anyways, till next time, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome. And cool shoot. I'm up out of here.